I will send it back to him. In the North
So folks, welcome to
we went home
Liberia. We are live
on Person Street.
the
The same
Ministry
Person Street, no
of
food to eat,
Information,
my people.
Cultural Affairs and Tourism,
I was attending South
specifically in the Charles Beyond Press Hall. Cultural.
3 days, I mean, the one making it for, I fainted with hunger. They carried me, they admitted me. In less than 2 minutes, the patient on my right died. The one on my left could not eat. So myself, they brought the food. I took my bowl. I took the dead body home. I took the one that couldn't eat. I put all 3 together. I cleared all. Then they brought the tablet that we should take. I said, I finished taking my own tablet. Which one? I said, the sickness I had, that you give me the tablet already. I finished taking it. Then when they called the doctor, the doctor said, who give you tablet? I said, that you go give it to me. What do you mean? I said, my sickness on me. You see me, I sitting down already when I was lying down, right? He said, yeah. This medicine you give me that was wrong with me, and I'm all right. He said, yeah, okay, get down from the bed. I said, I'm not getting down. Today, Friday. I will eat the patient food for Friday. I eat it on Saturday. Sunday, when I eat the last one, then I will go. They say, okay. They call the administrator. The administrator say, get down. I say, I can't get down. He said, okay, what you want? I said, I got to eat for 3 days. Today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, then I will go. He said, okay, you call the cook. They called the cook. The cook came. They told the cook, this man will be in the nursing department, but you should serve him the food. I said, the message not clear. Let me give my own the message. He said, give it. I said, you the chief cook. When you're ready to dish out the food, call me. Let me bring my own bowl. I tell you how much of it, where to start. And if you should continue, if we agree on that, then I will leave the bed. They gave the message, and so I left the bed. In short, where I come from, if you live in Monrovia, I'm not talking about the US because I want to watch. You live in Monrovia here, you go back in the interior, you have not carried anything. You didn't do anything there. You can have even 11 PhDs. When you put your hand in the meeting, they will say, let Google people finish talking. We'll come to you. If you make mistake to approach any woman, unless they sit at home, they will say, I hang in here. When they go to the water side, they will say, she will tell her friend that old man that came from Monrovia and say, whose phone? My own. Call police one day will stop. Okay.
So we are somewhere in the Charles Beyond Press Hall.
Thank you.
So we did that to break the tension, you know. Even in Washoe, that's kind of place that is that fun. And you know, we can make people scary throughout the tension that comes with elections. And you know, we don't want that to happen to our elections, so we try to bring some fun inside so we can relax more. Huh? Yeah, in Washoe, they call it comic break. Comic break. And that's on purpose, because you can't let it be flowing throughout the show. Some people don't want to see drugs. So there's a particular place in our show, the writers will post it on a comic break so the audience can relax and follow the show. So we just call this comic break, and let's clap for ourselves. Thank you very much. Since July 1, 1979, the Liberia National Cultural Union was founded. All right, out of necessity. That time, the OAU conference was coming to Liberia, and by that time, the National Cultural Troop was only comprised of 45 persons. 45 persons to entertain 3,000 plus guests that were coming to Liberia. We'll be running them team. So President Torba called the experts, and Manjo was one of them, Victor Taylor, the late Peter Bala, Bati Mo, Conan Castle, all of great artists. So you all come together. Can you guys make it? My friends already walking Liberia. They think we are Liberian. We are owned by America. Anything we do is of America. So I want you to pull up our splendid performance during the OAU period. why can you guys do? You can do it? And they said yes. So they called the contortionists, they called the musicians, they called the writers too, the storytellers, and the cultural traditional choreographers to keep together. And there were about 1,000 plus persons that put on that show for OAU 1979. And so everybody wanted to go back home and no, you can't go back. Let's put ourselves together now and form what is called the Liberia National Cultural Troupe. That was on July 1, 1979, and their first home was the Providence Island. So many things I'm telling you also, it's already written in the history, we got the history written, we'll share with y'all so you can know the history of the Liberia National Cultural Union. That's how we came to being. But ever since that time, they have had at least 7 or 8 presidents. They have never had formal elections. It was election by consensus election. I'm trying to be president. I can't let go of their little. They said about 7, 8 people have become presidents at one point in time or the other until we're here today. But this is the first time, ladies and gentlemen, this is the very first time for 46 years for the National Cultural Union to be having a democratic, transparent, free election. And we got the backing of some great people, including the government of Liberia, and we see the minister here, her name is Madam Angel Morris. She'll come up here and make a remark. And right next to me here is Mr. Joseph Horace. Mr. Horace will be our moderator for the days, the only moderator we have. There are some elections, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 moderators, but for this one, it's a small election. The quantum was small. Have one moderation. Let's give it up for Mr. Horace. Before that, let's go into a word of prayer, and then we'll introduce the minister and members of our board, and then we'll take up with the debate. The man that is willing to do the prayer for us is Mr. Ponke. Ponke, come pray for us. Thank you.
Shall we all rise to honor God? Let's bow. Our most gracious and eternal Father, we thank you for the opportunity you have given us to have come together as a union of artists. Would you never like to be cultural union? And we have come, let your presence be felt. Whatever we do here today may be in the glory of your name. Whatever the enemies have planned to obstruct, I uproot, not of my own power, but the power of the Holy Spirit, destroy and dismantle in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Father, we say, take complete control. We thank you, we bless you, in Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. So I will do quick intros. Lava will help me. Let me do it for our board chair. Let me do it for our government officials. Yeah. So the man here in this beautiful suit, keep at your suit. I don't know. I want to see the It's Mr. James Carr. He's the chairman of the board of directors of the Liberia. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. And the member of the board is Mr. Yonley. Yonley. You're putting the head for you see we got great people among us. Sometimes people take cultural artists for granted. Yeah? They say we don't know bowl, we go now people have heard that myself. They eat their stomach full, they say they begin for the fire. I think I've heard that myself. Oh, we're trying to change the paradigm, that negative paradigm about us. We got to change it, and we hold that to ourselves. Hey, it's changing. It's changing. Mr. Counselor Haba used to be a drummer. Today he's a counselor at law. Still no book. I got master's degree. I'm working on another master. Does this say culture no book? We're changing it, and we'll change, and we'll get better in Jesus' name. Mr. Commissioner.
So we are still prior to the election. There will be a debate amongst candidates.
Also, a counselor at law. You know what a counselor is? When you graduate from law school, you got to practice, then you become a lawyer. You're just a lawyer, you got to practice for 5 years and go to the bar, you take the bar test, you graduate, you pass, and then before you can become a counselor. You put all that together to become a counselor. So well into 20 years or more from grade school all the way to becoming a counselor. 20 years of hard work. So this will have great people around us, great, and they are coming up. Thank you very much, sirs, for coming. Now I will need to now to introduce the boss and our special guest there, and I will take it back from here and introduce Mr. Horace, and then we move on. Introduce the woman, what's Salon? Salon coming?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here to just perform a particular task. That is to introduce my boss. My boss here is the Assistant Minister for Cultural Affairs at the Ministry of Information and Cultural Affairs. She's very humble, forceful. When she wants something done, she'll push for it. And today we are seated here because some of the engagement she has with the union. I don't want to take much of your time. I want to welcome to the podium our own minister, Minister Angel M. Morris.
So the Deputy Minister for Cultural Affairs, Angel Morris, has been called to deliver a special remarks here.
Please have your seats.
Thank you.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
This morning I have 2 separate speeches. One is a written speech, and the other is just me saying what's in my mind and saying what's in my heart. My name is Angel M. Morris. I am the Assistant Minister for Cultural Affairs at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. And today, seeing you all gather in this room, it's an honor. Since I've been here from October 2024, I officially began work. I was appointed in June 2024. I took office in October. It has never been a day wherein I had to meet all these wonderful people. But this election has brought us all together under one umbrella, for which I am grateful. When we took over, it was our desire and decision to work with all unions in the sector, which include the Cultural Union of Liberia, the Musician Union of Liberia, the Movie Union of Liberia, the Collective Society, and the list goes on. We worked with the Musicians Union of Liberia. They went into an election. There was some chaos. However, at this point, we believe that it has all been settled.
Yeah.
We also worked with the Movie Union of Liberia, and we have been closely working with the Art and Craft Union of Liberia, whose president is currently in Osaka, Japan, for the Expo 2025. As for the Cultural Union of Liberia, I was pinched that the union has been established since 1979, and there has never been a democratic election. Instead, it has just been a leadership of consensus. As a student of political science and diplomacy As a matter of fact, I'm in a foreign service institute. We are being taught every day that Liberia is a democratic nation. And our previous election just a few months ago, in 2023, put Liberia at a place wherein when you are discussing democracy in the world, Liberia is amongst the first. Why should we and why would we have a union in this sector that is still doing consensus? You know what? You will be our president today. And you understand? You are what VP, you are what VPO, you are what this, you are what secretary. It should not be that way. Maybe it was happening before and we were okay with it. But the world is evolving. EVOLVING, meaning the world is growing. In every aspect of our lives, there is democracy. And democracy needs to be seen. So we say, you know what? Let us have a conversation with our people. I'm not saying I'm not going to work with them, but I'm going to pitch this idea to them and let them know that it is better that as a union you have a legitimate leadership, a democratic leadership. When you go into an election, it adds value to your leadership. It makes government see you seriously. But if you want a funding from UNDP, from WTO, from the government of Liberia, and the government feels like it is just a consensus kind of leadership that you have, no secret in government, you will not take you seriously. If you do not have a democratic leadership, you will have a political godfather that will be directing the trajectory of the union. We don't want it like that. We want a leadership wherein the president has an independent voice. The vice president has an independent voice. They are working for the people. They are not working for a certain person, or they are not working for a certain group of people. And this is why elections are very much important. Because the people get an opportunity to tell you who they will be if they become your leaders. But if the people don't get to tell you who they will be if they become your leaders, you are just sitting down as a culture man and somebody is your president. Somebody that you don't even like. Somebody that you don't even believe in their ideology. You are not believing them. Anything they bring to you, you're not my president. So we had a conversation with the leadership. To be very honest, from the beginning I received a lot of pushback. It was not easy. There were many days my director and myself, we sat down, we calculated, we analyzed, and we are like, how do we approach this? Because in as much as we want democracy, we should also be cognizant and aware that this is culture. It has been happening like this, and they are used to it this way. How can we introduce something different to them for their own good? We took it to God in prayer. Because the Bible says in the book of Proverbs, commit to the Lord whatsoever you do and you will succeed. So we let it be. And we did all of our own groundwork. Today I'm delighted, I'm happy. Not just because you are going into an election, but because a member of the previous team is also contesting and vying for this process. And it shows that yes, he believes in our ideology. He believes that the cultural union of Liberia needs a democratic leadership. So Mr. Madison, can you please wave your hands? I want to say a very big thank you for being a part of this process. And tell your people what you would do if you are president, so that they can get to know you as a different person. Where's the other candidate? I've never met him. Okay. What's your name, sir?
Thomas Manjo Bole.
Okay, Mr. Bole. This is an opportunity for you to tell your people what you will do if you have an opportunity to be president. The government of Liberia is very happy today. The Ministry of Information is very happy today. The Minister of Information Cultural Affairs and Tourism, Honorable Geraldine McMatthew here. He is also very delighted. The Deputy Minister of Cultural Affairs and Tourism, Honorable Kadiatu Ubiri, she is also very delighted. All of the senior management members here at NICA, we are happy because something good is coming out of our sector. We want to thank the Election Commission. We want to thank the interim leadership. We also would like to thank every member of the union that has made it their duty to be here today. I want to say your thank you, yeah. Your thank you for listening. Your thank you for listening to your daughter and say, let's do this. It is very important. And trust me, after this day, it will never be the same again with the culture. So that one was my verbal speech, right? Now, the radio people will be looking forward to put in their news. Maybe do my written speech now. Yeah. Okay. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the Cultural Union of Liberia, esteemed cultural practitioners, representatives of the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor and deep appreciation that I stand before you today as we witness a truly historic moment in our country's history. The election we all gathered here for today marks the first of its kind since 1979. A powerful symbol of renewal, unity, and continuity within the Cultural Union of Liberia. For decades, this institution has served as a pillar of our identity as Liberians, preserving our traditions, promoting our creative expressions, and reminding us that culture remains the soul of our nation. Today, under our collective leadership, we are breathing new life into the legacy. This election is not merely a procedural event. It is a reaffirmation of our shared belief in democratic participation, accountability, and inclusiveness within the cultural sector. It demonstrates our commitments to rebuilding institutions that empower artists, storytellers, and custodians of our heritage to take ownership of Liberia's cultural future. As we move forward today, ladies and gentlemen, let us ensure that this process is conducted with transparency, respect, and fairness. For all the candidates and members of the union, your dedication and passion are the driving forces that continue to shape our cultural landscape. Together, let us continue to promote a culture to shape this country. One that inspires not only this generation, but those yet to come. Today, I want to thank you, and may this election mark the beginning of a vibrant new chapter for the Cultural Union of Liberia. So this one is for the radio, and as a public servant, it is always very important that you have something written so that it can be there on the record. That Angel said this as the the Assistant Minister for Culture and Tourism. Once again, I want to acknowledge everyone to go into this process with peace, fairness, transparency, accountability, and a sense of responsibility to your country. We're going to the debate. I will spend some time here to listen to the candidates. Vote for who you believe is going to make an impact, is going to make a change. It's like the general elections that we have in the country. Your one vote can make a precedent. So I want to appreciate you and thank the Elections Commission for this process. And I'm wishing you all of the very best. Thank you so very much as we go through our process.
So that was the voice of the Assistant Minister for Cultural Affairs at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. She's Intra Morris, who delivered some special remarks ahead of the first democratic elections of the
It's a saying that the man
Cultural Union of Liberia since its establishment in 1979.
Because the elephant will crush most of the stubs, most of the trees, most of the rocks in the way, and so
Yeah.
that's the same thing that happened to us. See the beautiful setting today? It's possible because we've got people that worked behind the scene with us. Look here, it's as if we've been playing these elections for 1 year. Whereas we only have 1 month to plan this event. And see how beautiful it's going. And like the minister, we have all the big hands behind us. And one of the big hands is Mr. More appropriately, Councilor James Scott, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Liberia National Corporation.
Minister, fellow members of the Liberia National Cultural Union, different president, member of the Election Commission, on behalf of the board, directors of the National Cultural Union, we welcome you to this important gathering, the election of a new group of officers who will lead us, our beloved beyond into the next chapter. Today, as Madam Minister said, it's just not another event on our calendar. It is a celebration of democracy in our cultural family. A movement when the voices of the artists, dancers, drummers, storytellers, cultural ambassadors from across Liberia come together to choose their leaders. As a board, we are deeply proud of the work of our members continue to do in preserving, promoting, and projecting the rich cultural heritage of Liberia. From traditional performances that keep our stories alive to creative collaborations that inspire new generation, you are the heartbeat of our national identity. Our role as the board in this process is to ensure that elections are free, fair, and transparent, guided by principles of unity, respect, and integrity. We have worked closely beyond the door with the election committee, provided a process that reflects the value that we stand for. To the candidates, we say thank you for offering yourselves to serve. Leadership in the cultural union is It's not just a position. It is about passion, dedication, and vision. As you debate today, your words not reflect division, but direction, not rivalry, but responsibility. To our members, we remind you, your vote is your voice. Choose a team that you believe will best represent the interests of all cultural groups, strengthen our institution, and carry forward the vision of united and vibrant cultural sector in Liberia. Finally, on behalf of the Board of Directors, I extend gratitude to everyone who made this process possible. The Election Committee, the Secretariat, our members of the Eastern Group, cultural troops, and who continue to keep the spirit of culture alive in Liberia. May today's election strengthen our unity and renew our shared commitment to the growth of the Liberian culture. Thank you, and may the best candidates emerge in the interest of the union. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Board Chair. Thank you very much. They say, when the elders are guided, the ears of the villagers are bound to hear good news. And we know good news will go to the press today. See, this week alone, the Liberian culture, being in the news for all the good reasons. And when we go to her about these elections, she said, okay, but then we'll get it done. She took it to the platform. What do you call that platform? Press briefing. Oh, my God, listen to it. And everybody was like, wow. And there's a legacy not only for me, not only for you, but for her as a young minister. Something that maybe 20 plus ministers couldn't do since 1979. She's not doing. No hand there. And so today we're having debates and elections. 2 in 1. So we're going to have debate after a few weeks to have election. You see, we created people, man. Anything monkey do that side, and so we'll have our debate. And then we walk around small and come back for the elections. And then every good debate, our part of debate got our moderator who knows the subject matter, who's been there in the thick of things, who's been there through the challenges, who's been there in the violence, and up the hill, who's been in the struggle with us. This man needs no introduction, really. But for the sake of protocol, I'll do that. Somebody want to talk to my ears when we come out. Okay, good. The hanging here were hanging so, but for good reason. This man and his crew is still busy, still putting things to order. But he has to leave. He can't leave, really. I know. This debate was not organized by his office. It was organized by my side of the interim leadership. But we don't want the moderator to start and then he comes in and interrupt the whole thing. We want a free flow of debate. So why don't we give him a chance, a minute or two, to make a couple of announcements, and so that we can go into the moderation. I'll come back to Mr. Horace. Lavana, you want to step up here and do your announcement? Thank you. The stomach not be ideal, but say you became commissioner now, stomach grown. Declare yourself. sir. They put one side over here.
Okay, hello again.
How are you?
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Emmanuel B. Labla. I'm serving as the commissioner for this election. And we are grateful to reach this stage. And I want to be thankful to the who selected me not as a member of this ministry, but as a part of the cultural union. I serve as a program chair for the Liberia National Cultural Union. I also serve as treasurer for the Liberia National Cultural Union. I serve as vice president for administration for the Liberia National Cultural Union. So, selecting me to be the chairman is not because my bosses send me to be. It means I understand the Liberia National Cultural Union activities. And that is why I accepted it and I showed to my minister, she approved that I should take on the job. I couldn't have done that without her support. So I want to say, let's just give her a big clap. Because we don't want it to look like the ministry is influencing our process. No, we want to get that clear. So we have few information to provide, since we did not have the opportunity to create or have a lot of awareness before this time because of the little time we had. So we want to provide this information for you. One is, no one is going to vote for anyone. That's the first thing I want you to understand. Because I want to clear the airway. That before you even vote here today, your picture must be in the voter roll. If your picture is not in the voter roll, you are not going to vote. Let's get that very clear. Another thing I want to inform you about, if you have a complaint after the election and the announcement of this election, you have 12 hours to write your complaint and send it in. If you don't do that, we're not going to consider any complaint. We also posted in the group chat that every candidate should have an observer here, because we want the process to be very transparent. So if you don't send observer and we do the count, we don't want noise. We want everybody to be a part. Another thing I want to say, we have the voting papers, everything is set. We have 83 persons going into the registered voter, 83 persons registered voter. And we printed 83 ballot papers. So if you mess your ballot paper up, it means it's invalid vote. I appealed to the commissioners for us to add at least 5 pieces. They said no. And so we agreed as a team that we give the 83 ballot papers. Please take note and don't go outside of the paper. Most of you here have been voting. Another thing we want to inform you about, the presidency or the presidential candidate box will be having red paper on it. And the vice president for administration box will be having the yellow paper stick on it. So you should not take the vice president and put it in the president's box. We got it invalid. Very straight to the point. Because this, my character is on the line. And we have future ahead of us. We are going to do this process. So those of you also who here because the debate about to start, if you are here, put your phone on silent and stop disturbing the other people. It's very serious, the voting for the debate. Okay? So far so good. Any other thing you want to find out, please meet me before the election. because I'm not going to be talking with people while the election is going on. We have people who will direct you to the process. You come with your ID card. In fact, we already informed the security. If you don't have ID card, voting time, you're not even claiming the step. And those of you who will bring your ID card will be verified within the voter roll. If it's not there, trust me, you're not going to vote. Because anything that we do and we compromise is going to reflect on us. So we're not going to accept it. So I wish you well. Remember, as you vote, you leave the hall. We don't want to see people standing around here campaigning. Campaign ended the 23rd of this month. So we catch you campaigning around here. If somebody write against you, we'll take issue with you. You have all the time to do your campaign. If you did not do it, don't do it here today. So far, so good. Mr. President, I want to say thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Go continue to make your work. All right. We're coming to go into our debate. And the man leading the charge, like I said, Mr. Horace. Maybe when he starts, we'll have to rearrange the chairs. I think the two people sitting down want to be on the side. Huh? He will tell us what to do. And then perhaps that's some of the election workers will do so. I'm sure that you should ask him the candidates to come over on that side, on the side. Anyway. So, without much ado, moderator, it's no secret by now, is Joseph Horace, a visionary in Liberian storytelling. Joseph Horace is a Liberian media, theater, and culture promoter, passionate about storytelling, peace building, and cultural identity. As director of media and theater at Talking Drum Studio in Liberia, he uses creative dialogue to promote reconciliation and unity. Beginning his artistic journey in 1999 with the show Artist Group of Liberia in Greenville, San County. He has since worked with renowned institutions such as the Flomo Theater Incorporated and co-founded the Liberia Movie Limited. He is an expert in Liberian drama and theater of the oppressed methodology. The sociology and English student at the University of Liberia, Joseph's work celebrates Liberia's heritage, African so young, and inspires new generation of storytellers through innovative, culturally rooted performances that reflect the nation's history and diversity. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show some respect for Mr. Joseph Horace, our moderator.
Thank you. Be seated. Good afternoon, Honorable Assistant Minister of Cultural Affairs, Angel and Morris, and our dynamic board members, respected elders, honorable candidates, youth representatives, women leaders, and all cultural members present. I'm very serious. The one thing I love when election is coming, the last they always say, the best candidate made, the best candidate win. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you. So on behalf of the electoral committee and organizing team, I bring you warm greetings in the spirit of unity, peace, and a close thought. This day, we have gathered here not just to listen to speeches, but to witness the spirit of leadership through words, wisdom, and vision. This debate gives each candidate a fair chance to share their plans for our cultural union. how they intend to strengthen our identity, preserve our heritage, and unite our people. Remember, culture is our root. And this debate is where we measure who among our candidates will nurture that root for the good of all. Now, I'm going to give you my roots. I will need somebody to serve as a timekeeper. And I will trust that to the hands of somebody who will go in that peace. Each candidate will have 3 minutes to respond to each question. A 1-minute rebuttal will be allowed if needed. Please maintain respect and discipline throughout this session. Please. No personal attacks. No interruptions. Let our words be guided by truth-telling, respect, and the dignity of our ancestors, and to the very core of our gathering, our culture. You know why it has been, and you know what is it today. We are working hard that after these elections, we can try to do our best to go back to where we came from. With this said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll now begin with self-introduction. Before self-introduction, I want to rearrange. I trust we all want to see the faces of our candidates, right? So we'll ask them to come forward. They are supposed to be 4 in number, 2 persons vying for the presidency, 2 persons for the vice president for administration, and 1 person for vice president of the coalition. So I really help them with 6 seats. I want to look them in the face.
Thank you, John.
We are live, right? We are live on here.
Okay.
All right.
And please, now, how many times must the phone ring and we keep saying put on silent? One person made a mistake, everybody want to make it too? They'll put on silent.
All right. So what we did for this debate, we have 8 poll questions. But it's going to be very interactive because we'll have the candidate ask each other some questions, and we'll also invite you from the audience to pose questions to them, but we'll tell you the amount of questions that we need. So each candidate each candidate has 2 minutes to introduce themselves, highlighting their background, service to the union, and reasons for contesting for leadership. So ladies and gentlemen, we declare the debate open. We'll begin with anyone of you who want to go first. Hold on, please. They have 3 minutes. No, 2 minutes for introduction. Yeah, 2 minutes for introduction. It's 3 minutes. Yeah. So your introduction, and then we'll come to the question. The question will be just 3 minutes.
He's using the timer on his phone.
So I have the timer here. As soon as it reaches 2 minutes, I'm going to sit down. I'll be only after the first 1 minute.
All right.
So we'll now start.
I am Philip Ball Merchant, president of the famous Liberian Culture Ambassador Dentistry, formerly the Dongo Dentistry from Tottenham House, 1972. I am a professional artist, I'm a professional teacher teaching culture in J.J. Rabba School, in Liberian State, and former director the NCSL cultural troupe on the stage. Thank you.
Did that tell you the reason for contesting the leadership?
The introduction. My reason coming to this platform over the years, decade upon decade, our culture is an integrated part of human life. Culture is a way of life. I came to this platform to change the narrative.
1 minute.
I came to this platform to document the cultural truth in Liberia, to understand the policy, the national policy of the Liberian culture to identify ITRA as the administrator in that position. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next person, 3 minutes. Highlight your background, service to the union, and your reason for contesting for leadership.
Fellow artists, by the way of introduction, my full name is Mr. Madison B. Hill. A former television artist in Liberia, Kono, and a product when I later engaged in the Royal High School, 1985. I joined the Arts and Culture in the Republic of Liberia in 1979. I served as Assistant Secretary General for the Young Artists Club of Maruti Yako. Right after the war, I was appointed Secretary General for the Liberia National Cultural Union. Because of my honesty, fairness, you guys are with this. I served as the Vice President for Operation. The reason I'm standing here, all the people that are sitting looking in my face, you know what Madison has done for the Liberia National Cultural Union. So I step out today, vying for the presidency. You know the work I can do. And that if you elect me as your president, and I go, but I can show you that we will move this.
Thank you. Next. Thank you. Let me say a good afternoon to my beloved people. And I bring you greeting from Small Town International Social Club. Well, but without preamble of the introductions, my name is Orlando Tidisi Fale. I am the true son of Sano County. I am a professional teacher as well. Have a degree in education as well to be a service student mathematics. I am a classroom teaches mathematics. I serve the Small Town International as a General Secretary General. Transform that organization that everybody at this time in the past going to call it the street boss. Today, Small Town now about the right for the street now to be a legitimate and recognized institution in Liberia. From our ideology, from our methods. I serve the people of Lamberton community serve as a chairman, where I presented the only leadership since the existence of the community, to have presented a financial records, to have presented a cash, to have presented a many productive activities today the poor of Lamberton community can boast of. I not only serve in a capacity, as we speak now, I control a whole lot of groupings. The Movement Board Association today, that very recognized in Liberia, I am the president for them. I purposely don't just come to the position of the vice president of administration, but I come to the position of the vice president of administration with experience, with the kind of method. And standing here, I'm a legally married man, married for 11 years. I have the methods of leadership in me that can transform the Liberia Cultural Union from one stage to another. I'm sorry. Thank you. Next minute, highlight the background, service to union, and reason for contesting for leadership.
Good afternoon to everybody. My name is Thomas Manjobole. I hail from Lofa. I'm a traditionalist. I am a professional dramatist, playwright. I write for the radio, I write for television. I have served the people of Liberia as Assistant Minister for Culture of Liberia. And I resigned. Nobody sacked me. I resigned on my own. Then I set up, in fact, I gave the name Talking Drum Studio. I work with Flow Theater. as a founder and executive director of Flomo Theatre, I have done a lot for you. In fact, I represent the Republic of Liberia with the ECOWAS storytelling competition, first as a participant, and now I'm on the board for 16 countries. I been a classroom teacher. I was trained as a journalist by USAID, and I work with the Liberian Rural Communication Network, but I'm doing informal method of journalism. I write direct choreography and so forth. I have 6 children, 1 boy who is doing his master's now, and my 5 girls are all married. With the blessing of God, I think I'm well established. Why have I come to ask you to vote for me? In the past, we directed Culture to 8 Best, competed with other countries.
1 million.
And we, after Ballet Africa, we were second in the whole of Africa. And so I have come to serve you so that we can have a better, to change your life. You can be like that. We started moving here before Nigeria. They are gone far ahead of us. We are there to guide you to make things better for you. I thank you.
Thank you. With a feeling of applause for our panelists. They have just told you all about themselves. So we're going to go to the core of the matter now. Like I said, we have 8 core questions. And according to the way you will respond to the question, there will be A, B, C, and D. And there will be time for a question from the audience. So question number 1, and our question will cut across. All right? 3 minutes to respond. 3 minutes. Question number 1. It goes to the first candidate there, Mr. Martin. What is your long-term vision for promoting and preserving our cultural heritage? And how do you plan to engage the younger generation to keep our tradition alive?
Thank you very much for that beautiful question. I'm going to work with my president, the elected president, because he is the vision bearer according to the Constitution of the Union. Because in the accent that when he said to Akodowa, but the long term I'm going to talk to the president-elect through his vision, a long-term program, because he's my executive chairperson here, that the vision he will bring, I will ask him to our man there, because it's a teamwork with the board of directors, that we document all of the cultural truth in the 16 countries, to place them into category, how it started in 1979, A, B, C, and D, and train them to go in various schools to teach art and craft. That's what we're doing today, because this application I put of that, call it a great cultural study, about the number, very small, so I will stop to that. The executive committee, because I'm running a bad president for administration. So the arrow here, I could one list to them and for a long-term goal, to place the culture into work. Because we have young people, then the tailor, they are part of our the cultural need. The people who know, who think, so we place them into category as work, as an administrator, tennis and secretary.
All right. Are you okay? Okay, we'll take the C question and we'll come to Mr. Bole, Manjo Bole. What is your long-term vision for promoting and preserving our cultural heritage? And how do you plan to engage the younger generation to keep our traditions alive?
First, it is no secret that the union is divided. We have friction among us. The first task is to unite all of us, because in unity there is progress. And when we unite, Think of those of you who were alive those days when we had over 1,000 plus artists simultaneously performing at the Providence Island, EJ, Law, Morovia, City Hall, Pinsville Town Hall. Coordination. That's one. Two, we envisage us working hand in hand with the office of the Assistant Minister of Culture through Mikel to see the reconstruction of Kenya. They have been sold out. In fact, I'm told the new place, the new site is being encroached on. To prevent that from happening, we want to work hand in hand with the office of the Mikel to see to it that the culture center is rebuilt, because there where we taught culture at its best. Two, we want to make sure that we can work with you to empower you with knowledge. I bet some people are in this field and they are saying, I have not benefited. But the parable says, if you say something has entered my mouth, it means you open your mouth, because when your mouth is closed, something will not enter. If we empower you by training you through worship, you can market yourself. We want to ensure that we can work with the various media outlets, like the radio station, the television. I'm in a position that I can write even 5, 10 years, starting with one story. It can end until I say I retire or I die. So, these are a few of the things, the steps we want to take. We want to make sure that you can have value for your work by uniting all of us, the music union, the musician union, the art and craft, so that we can see value in ourselves.
Thank you. The same question will go to Orlando Farley. Orlando, you are vying for Vice President for Administration.
Exactly.
What is your long-term vision for promoting and preserving our cultural heritage? And how do you plan to engage the younger generation to keep our traditions alive?
Thank you. The question is very unique. I want to congratulate you for that question. And before I go to the questions, there are one or two corrections I want to make. As a Vice President of Administration, you have a 2 hour. The first thing, you will not everything as a Vice President of Administration. You are administrative advisors to the President. So the President will organize. That's one of the things I did. So as a BWB administrative assistant, the first thing you need to do is that you might have a 2 hour, you might have a plan that will assist the President. You know that coming as a Vice President for Administration, what's what all the President say and go by it? No. I want the correction of that. The second thing is that I got the questions made that we come in. The first thing is that we build a peace. Peace is one of the greatest things as they do need. We must promote peace. If we promote peace as the cautious youth, who will have MAE, who will have the monitoring and evaluations in all of our counties. God, when we have the MAE to monitor all the counties, the peace will continue to flow. If we have the peace and the MAE, they will have programs to bring up youth. I say, I'm a youth, I'm a young man. And one of the things that I'm very much jealous when each time I come and see the minister, Angel Morris, into our office, I get so much impressed. To see young people to be leaders today, we have a vision that today we have to promote our culture. We must promote it by peace, we must promote it by the MAE system, to go across the countries, we must promote programs to help empower our culture today to move from one stage to another. If we have to do that, trust me, we will have a collective system. And one of the things is that to promote the team, we must build up the system, that will be the digital system,
oh, have all of the grouping that here, more than just leave them to go. But have a system tomorrow that each and every one today, the electoral body call it off, bring photo, bring the work. If the electoral culture you have a system that all of the members will have this way of working on. Today, one call someone be say a group, the training there, go to the system there, we have to bring it. So, visualize, promote the diet group, what you call a social group. Promote them, make them to be large in the society. And first in the past, in front of the diet group as a grown-up people, we want to break that mentality and put them into a system that diet group is not a grown-up people, but diet group is a people that bring peace message to all. It's a people that provide development to the system of Liberia. So I want to increase the peace role and system role and pull the program into the culture union as I make.
Sorry, you will remain there because you reference your TOR.
Yeah.
So my question to you, which will be like a reporter also, a follow-up question.
Go on.
Are you suggesting that when your president has come up with some decision or decided to do a couple of things, you are just setting the going to agree with the individual who are making any inputs because the TR says maybe you are not supposed to suggest to the president?
I just said, that's bad as a bad person or administration, but have a TR. But you don't have a TR, but I'm
Thank you very much.
Assistant.
Thank you. Clap for him, please. Mr. Madison Pally, same question. What is your long-term vision for promoting and preserving our cultural heritage? And how do you plan to engage the younger generation to keep our traditions alive? Same question, same time.
Thank you very much. Long time. We started already.
So you're not president yet?
We started already. The long time. As I speak to you right now, we are in an understanding with the Ministry of Education. Those days, we have people there, Jacob Ponge, here present, teaching culture and arts in government. Mary Bello, she is here. So we started engaging in the Ministry of Education. As we speak, we get completed 3-day trainings. As we speak to you, my fellow athletes, can you imagine Liberia don't have a national cultural center? Long term. We stay engaging with the 15 countries that I speak to you right now. And you give me the opportunity. In fact, we started creating groups in the 15 countries as we speak to you. Just because of reading. But you talk about the young people. It's true. Mommy Johnson, I think she's here, right? Because of age, I give you 3 years from now when I train up for much younger. That's why we engage in the school. Gina Solid, like in America today. Where's the now? I think in America today. The names and letters. So please, we start a long term, we start engaging. Please give me the opportunity to say it as a
question. In your response, you said Liberia doesn't have a national cultural center. I'd like to clarify that.
Yeah, thank you. Where is Mr. Lamla?
No, you don't need Wednesday.
Reason, as we speak to you, the honorable minister here, the business. There are no cultural center for the Republic of Liberia. So if I become president, we will work with the Minister of Information that the National Culture Center will be released. There's no culture center.
All right, thank you for the clarity.
Thank you.
Our next question is around around unity and inclusiveness. And one of the candidates made mention that. So the question reads, in many unions, divisions come from tribal or personal interests. Joe, how will you, as a leader, keep everyone united? Be it adults, youth, and women, under one cultural group. I will start with Orlando, sorry.
Anyway you call it, I will still stand for the beauty of our people.
Sorry.
Because that's is something that matters.
No, it does.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem. I was elaborating in regards to the maintenance of peace within the Liberia culture union. I see what the BC start with because I was trying to highlight only. To maintain peace in the culture union, you don't just to sit in the office and not just to sit to your house. Like I said, we have the MME committee. Apart from meeting the MME committee, because they have a monitor, they might evaluate. If you get that committee, the committee will help you to have the win-win system. Or we have the Palaver House. But how can you call that Palaver House? The people are in Maryland. How can you develop people are in Grenada? You must first meeting Masurano. To meeting Masurano, you must have the monitoring and evaluation system committee to spread out to the various grouping. To do that, you must start with the secretary. The secretary must create all of the groupings, more especially that participating in the particular elections. As we speak, probably 23 groupings are now taking part into the elections. All of the groupings did not take part because the information did not reach them soon. As manager receiving the information, all of people did not get the information. One or two reasons best to them. We have to coordinate them. You have to bring them to the secretary. To do that, the MNE committee must introduce it to the Liberia Culture Union to get all of our members together through the secretary as well and through the administrative office. We are doing the president for administration. That's office will help the president to do that because the president wrote them to lead. How can the president not lead with the VPA can organize? When the VPA don't have the administrative law, so as a VPA, you must have the administrative law, you must have the issue of leadership. To have the issue of leadership, that reason why I'm introducing the ME into the Liberia Culture Union to help everybody to come together as a system, to come together to bring back the peace and let the peace flow. That's why we see the ME play a major role in reconciliation. So the ME is one of the important things that we have to take into consideration to help us get together as a team. Because if peace is not in the particular union, we will not make progress. We'll sit here for now to tomorrow, there will be no progress. So to maintain the peace, that the ME committee be developed into the Liberia Culture Union to have all get together as a one body, as a mate.
Thank you, question. Philip Martin. You are also vying for vice president for administration. In many unions, division comes from tribal or personal interests. How will you, as a leader, keep everyone united, be it adults, the youth, and women, honor one cultural group?
Thank you very much. Philip Martin, a cultural veteran. The election coming up with the win. I will resign my post as president of culture and marketing. To be neutral. The first thing.
Please pause the time. Please pause the time. All right. Silent back there, please. Be quiet. All right. Continue, please.
The first thing I'm going to do to resign my position in my organization as president. Because we don't want fair play. For over a year, the actors have been crying. Those people who took the leadership at the time, they had their own group at the head. So I'm going to resign and focus on my administrative work. Unity. Only unity can bring about peace in our country and in our nation, in our organization. So unity will bring. All the artists know me. Only those who are coming today, other than know me, are facing each culture. Even the moderator know me. Even the moderator know me. So imagine
Well, I don't know a lot of people here.
I'm talking for myself. So I'm saying that I will cross because the first thing as the administrator, I will do the documentation of all of the group. And we say that get out. I'm going to get this project to go. How many persons in that group? How many female? How many male in that particular group? I will be doing the documentation. And we talk about the travel, right? The first thing, Liberian culture or the travel, they have grouping, right? Or why I said that those who then come in will have, we also put the culture into our grouping. So we're going to unite the people by the tribes. You have to go. The only tribe will hire is what? Liberia. Only Liberia, only the national flag will use. Because my group came from culture ambassador who had a military song to unify everyone because the division too much. To break the division, I'll feel the promotion. I will win the election. When I win the election, I will resign as president from culture ambassador because of unity.
Thank you. If you will encourage you to keep quiet so you listen to our candidates, it is based on what they are telling us that we are going to go beyond the ballot box to elect our leaders. Please, okay? Thank you so very much. Same question. Now we turn to the president, the candidate for presidency, Mr. Manjo Bole. In many unions, division comes from tribal or personal interests. How will you, as the leader, keep everyone united, whether elders, youth, the women, under one cultural roof? Same question, same time.
By virtue of my training, my background, and a behavior king communicator, I know how to manage conflict, how to resolve conflict, and how to bring people together for a common purpose. I will use that strategy combined with the traditional method of Palava hut setting to bring people together for the common good of all of us. Next, we will set up a committee that will visit the present constitution of the culture union to see if what is in the culture union constitution, if it is okay or not, so that if it fits the reality of the day, so that committee will be set up. We don't want to take the credit of saying we are already establishing contact with the rural artists, because that has been under the contract of the culture ambassador and the present ongoing training of the artists so that culture can be taught in the school. But what we will do is that we will work along with all artists. And that's why we chose to be neutral. We have never taken any side of the friction and we remain neutral. In that way, we think we can forge ahead as a group. We have our colleagues in the diaspora. We will work along with them. We work along with them to promote the Liberian culture. But I count on all of you. Once we get your support, we will change your present status to a better one. A better one, trust me.
Please.
Thank you.
There was something in your statement. You said you think you will forge a way to resolve conflict. So think is not being too sure. You want to clarify?
That is part of my platform. Those of you that listen to the talk show on the radio, you heard us listing up to 18 those things that we think in our administration will be able to deliver with your support. I continue to say with your support. And so we are sure that we will achieve, not I think per se, but to say we will, with your support, will be able
Thank you very
to
much.
have
Same question, the last candidate, Mr. Madison Pale.
Okay.
In many unions, divisions come from tribal or personal interests.
Sure.
How will you, as a leader,
Yeah.
keep everyone united, be it adults, youth, and women, on one cultural group? 3 minutes, same time.
Okay, so granted, thank you very much. There's no need for me to explain the things. You know, when you when the woman gave birth in the town, they say when the child opened and covered the child's face. For all the faces that are here, they know. I've been dealing with them for the past 35 years. So, they know how I've been working with them. I guess I probably know I'm going to try. So, as a good leader, if Madison became to be elected president, you will explain for me. I will not judge because of tribal relationship. I will not judge because of my friend. Mr. Moderator,
Go ahead.
I want to appreciate you for today. Even the minister is not here, but all of you are sitting, you're looking at me, and you know that okay, do it. The question is placed because when National Culture Center was funded, it had hope. And also, no, another right, the bad people go inside, they honor and they go out people. Until Mr. Barack could come and say, no, we are one people. How to see the base schools. So, travel issue is very important. So, the question is important. So, I can assure you, you know who Madison Bigger is to you. Just know that. I don't like try. In fact, you know my tribe. So, go come in ground, so go say Abola, so go come in Bio. Because I don't believe in that. So, if you elect me to the president, the promise you free. There will be no anything but Marita. Thank you.
You're listening, Mr. Pale.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say there will be nothing called trap? And there are traps. And you
No, I'm referring to,
okay.
you said, most of the conflict comes from trouble mixing. Maybe you feel like you go out there so, and go out there so that
All
this
right.
with you.
Thanks for the clarity.
Thank you.
Move on to question 3. And our question 3 is centered around accountability and transparency. Leadership is trust. How will you make sure the union's funds, projects, and decisions are handled openly and honestly, so that everyone can see where things are going? Mr. Majo Boli, you are given the opportunity to respond first. 3 minutes.
We will have an open management where every cent that we raise will be accounted for. It's not a bluff, but some of us are vying for position to leave legacy because we've been in this thing for over 45 years. And we want to leave legacy, and this is why we chose to serve you. So when it comes to accountability, you can rest assured that every penny we raise will be accounted for. And this is not going to be a secret operation. We told you we want to guide you to work with friendly nations so that we can have cultural exchange with other countries. Send some of you. When I was Assistant Minister for Culture, right after the war, I was the first person who ever brought costume to Kenya through my negotiation with the Chinese embassy, through the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. I was the same person who made it possible for us to have the band set from Kenya. So we will do a lot, we will open doors, we will knock doors. Working with the Foreign Ministry, of course, with the support and guidance of the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism to knock doors for opportunities to come. We are good at writing project proposals and we'll be able to negotiate on your behalf and guide you. Because it's one thing to have money, it's another thing to know how to manage it. If you are going to say by the time you perform, you share the money on the spot, you are not going anywhere. But trust me, give us the opportunity to serve you, and you will see the difference.
In your utterance, you said, you referenced your 45 years of experience here and how you are working in the sector. And one may wonder why you did not achieve this feat. Now, when you are elected or become victor now, you are certainly going to do.
Nice question. Our term here was very short for various reasons. One, we were being bothered. What do I mean? Most times before you even think of coming outside, I don't know whether that is happening to the minister now, you have about 8-9 boys in, my wife is in labor pain, my children, they go down out of school. When you get down with a car here, nobody is rushing there to open your door. At the end of the day, they're running to you. We were not being supported at the time. There was no funding. In fact, for us to take pay as assessment to cover home. And that's why when the opportunity came for us to go to Talking Drum Studio, then we moved because we were at Kennedy making sure the best is done.
Thank you. All right. Same question. Mr. Penny, you are right. And decisions are handled openly and earnestly so that everyone can see where things are going in the union. 3 minutes, same question.
Thank you very much. For my administration, I'm the Vice President for Population. The records are there. The groupings that are sitting here, they know. But only if Mr. Kelly will be elected today, after the elections, as president, we'll make sure the first thing we're going to do for accountability, transparency. I'll urge my police to organize what they call a cultural council. And secondly, let me be very sincere here. We shouldn't fake anything here. That's it because we want power. Let's say the truth to the artists here, and the truth will set you free, and the truth will make you for the vote you for now. When it comes to finance, money, there's no some of record. So, Mr. Morita, when it comes to funding, there will be a plan put into place.
It is that plan that we want to know.
The plan we're going to put in place in this. We're going to make sure to organize a team. Because within the cultural union, there's no accounting. The reason there's no accounting into the culture here is reason very good to themselves. So if we Madison people, if we elect me today, which I know we do, the culture here will have accounting.
I want to make something clear to us, the audience or listeners. This is not a place that we cheer candidates. Sorry. It's where we listen to consciousness, because it's the same consciousness that we are going to use to elect our leaders. So it's not a cheering squad. Sorry. Okay? Please. Go ahead. You done? No, it was on pause. You still have your time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure.
Say that 1 minute. I say how 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. So, you know the culture people say my chair in. You can be 40 years 50 years at culture chair. So please trust me when it comes to funding. You will experience these few days, and then when I get some more position or what will be happening. Mind you, if you are in power, you are in authority. There are two things that spoil your administration. Money. Not you pay attention to the people. But for me, what I can say for me, accountability, transparency, be one of my parents. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Yeah, thank you. You may still remain there because everyone is aware, and that's the reason why the question came about.
Yes.
But you still haven't clarified as to how you're going to approach it. Meanwhile, you said you're going to form the cultural council. You did not equally tell why this council will be formed.
Okay, thank you. You see, in life, for you to succeed, many of us in the cultural union will fall short. You know the reason why? Because you want to operate the system by yourself. Mr. Moderator, with all due respect, I repeat, the Culture Council, the accounting department will be able to monitor and with the consent of the directors.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Let's take a seat. See question. So Philip, it's all accountability and transparency.
Accountability and transparency.
Yeah.
First thing, we have the constitution of the union. And give everybody a rule.
Are you pleased do not reread the question?
Yeah.
You already understood it?
Let's say accountability, right?
And your 3 minutes.
Yes. Accountability. You don't go to do the financial secretary one. The financial secretary will receive every money given to the director, and the director carry it in the bank. Accountability. The president is not there to take the money to your house. Or the chief administrator will take the money. In the constitution is there. Everything I'm going to do that laid by the constitution. The union has the constitution. They talk about accountability. Go in, you do that. I'm the chair of all chairs. I control all of the communities. Accountability is no. It's a good chapter. So accountability is involved in town hall. Go on our page. I just make a report. You can come in on that. Just make a report. If you down to the new cover, and the new cover don't get to office. So accountability will go by the constitution because the constitution says we have treasurer. We have a financial person there who will stand and receive all money and give it to the treasurer and take it to the bank. Are we there? So trust me, count on me. As administrator, we're going to work in line with what the executive committee and everything will be in place by the constitution of the union. Thank you.
Thank you. You spoke highly about the Constitution.
Yeah.
It seems there is some controversy with respect to the Constitution and how funds are managed. Do you have any plans and idea? How you going to offer that? How you going to amend that? And if so, how are you going to do it?
Thank you. When we look at it, the Constitution is subject to amendment. The Constitution is subject to amendment. So we have an executive committee, but we have an advisory board, we have the director of the cultural union, the board of director. We will go to plenary and come up with new policies.
Please.
I can we, I can speak because I will be second in command.
Thank you. Same question. Last candidate. Orlando.
Thank you.
You love for me to reread the question, right?
So let me say because I'm a quizos, once a quizos, always a quizos. Let me say pause.
Okay, thank you. Go right
Yeah,
ahead.
thank you. You see, as a young man, one of the pillars of mine is integrity. And to all my leadership, to all my staff, that's one of the greatest things I believe in, integrity. I serve the people of Glamour in respect to them giving me that position as the chairman. That's one of the greatest things today I have respect them because I give back accountability to them. The community was existing for 60 years. This is the first leader that said and gave out a financial report with that money. See Sumokan today. Sumokan now, they have transformed. Small time, I been transformed. Anybody want to go to small time, we have a system that you go to our camp. That's the thing. So my leadership, a camp with accountability. To be that, I'm not professional, I'm an auditor. I have diploma in that. So with this, there's a policies in my hand. And I look at the conscious young, there are more things. But why I understood that in amendment of constitution is the duration is 10 years. We'll look at the past leadership if the amendment will be done. If no, we'll have the amendment to be done. We'll have the policies. What are the policies that we bring in? We have to have a financial team. That financial team will be able to control us. And who do that? Where are they coming from? They come from the office of the administration. We link it to the president to guide into the process. So we have the financial policy, we have the what? A financial board. We have to do the accountants, we have to do the other kind of policy because that will help control the system of the caution union. Because the reason why you must do that, because it will help you as a leader when there is a problem. Why in the street if you have a financial secretary, if you have a treasurer, but if the people there, the accountant is there, the policies because it's there, it will guide it as well, what to do and what not to do. So for me, as a young man, I started with that co-creator thing. Integrity is one of the major roles that I played into society. I lay by example, I provide accountability for many things. Check on my Facebook page now, you see me giving information. And one of the elder council of our community, I see here, it was seen our presenting our financial report too. It's here. That's one thing I know over the year. That's one thing. So I believe in accountability because I'm an auditor as well as a professional. So I submit. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so again, I will remind us, we have 8 core questions. After these questions, we'll give the audience at least the opportunity to ask like 4 questions. Then we'll wrap it up, okay? Thank you. This is crucial for us. Like the minister said, how many years ago? 40 some years? 45. I want to make history. I want to make it unique. So please be patient with us, yeah? Yes, please. So question number 4 is centered around culture and modern change. Our traditions are precious, but times are changing. How will you protect our customs while also embracing positive modernization for progress? I will begin with Philip.
Thank you very much. Modernization. Every country has a constitution. Let me go back to a 1986 constitution and the profile we talk of culture and tradition. Liberia has a unique culture. Because the culture union, you can have your own plan, but you will be led working with the minister. Like, don't talk about the poor and sanity society, right? You put cost on the right? Because we have a government. So the union that what? The union that what? Help government to buttress. Because now remember that we had the miracle Liberia. Those people who came from America, they brought their own way of life. And our traditional people bring their own way of life here. So important in that it must not go out of public policy. And your culture must not be able to disturb the public. So we're going to work with national government, and you're going to work with national government to craft some policy for that, because our people still live with the tradition, the poor and sandy society. It's still within some people here, they are poor, they are sandy. So we will work with national government with the new modern policy that we bring. Like today, let me look here. We said that you cannot interview men and men to marry, right? The Liberian culture, you even back in the Liberian culture, in our house, you can't even live there. You understand it? So that's something that we want to work on through national dialogue by the ministry. With that. So thank you very much. So he left me. We need a cultural policy. We need a cultural policy. We're going to work. It's a teamwork. As a vice president, I'm not the arrowhead. if you're a student of administration here, or you were to the hostess, they will tell you, we will have a head. So we there will be at the back to be helping as a vision bearer with the wire, the bowl, the cultural bowl, or the move in our head. Because everything that the bowl will pass, we there will be the implementer partner to that, because we are the administrator to work. Right? All of you, private groups, you see, that what we're going to do, that what we're going to do, that why the bowl came up with, and why the executive committee passed. Thank you.
Can the further motion, you might remain standing, please. There was something you spoke about the Poro Sami Society on force. Would you like to clarify?
Thank you very much. You know the Poro and the Sami Society are native people who won't let men and men to work, marry. We all know that, right? Right?
What is the Society on force?
Yeah. So for now, in Liberia, it's not there. Because he said that mauling culture in terms of interfere with what Liberia, right? So for now, it's not there and you're not being part of an elected leader.
Mr. Kennedy, you still having, I don't know. I really want you to clarify whether the Poro and the Sami Society is on course or is there something about it that is on course?
No, that's something on course.
That's a clarity.
Something on course.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, next is Orlando. You are vying for the seat position as well as Philip.
Thank you.
So
Let me provide clarity before we make progress. Because I'm an educator, I need to sharpen what mistakes they made. The first thing there, in Liberia, the Senate and the process are not on course. They are trapped in Liberia, the PC, the VAR, and they are the practical license is in the counties. So not on course. That's one of the clarity we need to make. We need to give our people education. We're not coming to mislead them. You want to be a candidate and provide relevant information and provide everything. I want to make them. So the questions, can we ask the questions then?
How will you protect our customs while also embracing positive modernization for progress? Meaning, how do you adapt new ideas?
Protect, that's the one of the greater things to protect our cultures in Liberia is to maintain peace. One of the things that if peace is not there, the culture system of us will not grow. We should maintain that peace, and we also have the constitution of the Liberian Cultural Union is there, is clear. When any other thing that go contrary to our constitution, we get our bigger brother. We come to the Ministry of Information or follow advices. Because when we come into them for, because it help us bring out system. Not because today we want to be elected, we want to come, we bring everything as a no. We come in, there are some things we might have limitation on. There are some things we might call for our experts to come and help us do. At this particular point, to bring out this idea, you have to bring in experts. You have to bring in demands. You have to bring in the council of chief. Put them together to help us to organize the particular system to modernize it. That's one of the things that them. So in a kind of case, when you see, when anything is not in our constitution, what we do, we come to our bigger brother, the Liberia information, bring them in. You come to them, the cultural institute will give you something. There are veteran states there. Don't, because you come as a leader, you want to put that, you know everything, trust me, you will fail. Any leader that will come to say they know all, they will fail. As a leader, you must be open for acceptance or new idea. So in the positions there, we have to open up to get new ideas, to bring up new veterans, to bring up more people to gather into the process. If the way amendment is the constitution, to bring up people that will amend the constitution. What is the way that we think we can modernize our cultures into our system? There will be a system there. There will be a way power. There must be a guidance for all. The information ministry is there to advocate for us as a person. They just to guide us. In that person will guide us. They have veterans who come in for that angle to bring up new developments and bring up more things. That's one of the things I did. So we're not coming, we won't be a leader, we want to come with everything you know. I don't know how you said. So we as a leaders will come up with new people, bring up people that will guide in the process. That's what I mean.
Thank you. All right. So the audience, you'll also be given an opportunity to ask questions. So I hope you just jot down and keep your question. The time will come. All right. The same question to our presidential candidate, beginning with Mr. Bole. How will you protect our customs while also embracing positive modernization for progress? This will be the last question for them, and then we'll come to the audience.
I was privileged once when the Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism asked me to facilitate one of the workshops at the museum on the culture policy of Liberia. The ministry was not too comfortable with my presentation when I said Liberia does not have a culture policy, which was and is still a fight, but they were not too satisfied with that. The thing to do is you must identify who you are. So we have already drafted a communication because we are missing out from support from UNESCO simply because we don't even have a culture policy for the whole country. So we will lobby with relevant stakeholders in the sector to raise funds so that we can brainstorm to have a culture policy. Number two, the Polo and the Sunday Society. My colleague was saying it's not on the course, but the truth of the matter is, through the Ministry of Internal Affairs, they are saying there are certain times people should have this culture implemented. Now, can we find...
So you buy the idea that is equally on course?
To me, I'm trying to say that yes, it is on course. In fact, they even suspended some kids, some primary kids from Lofa for having the Sunday Society. Now, let nobody make mistake. Don't let the people tell you that what we do, the practices we do, they are bad. When they are telling you that men and men get married, woman and woman get married, that is fine for them. If we want to make a change, let it come from our source, ourselves, deciding to change. What is it that is wrong with any of the cultural practices? Can we do away with what is wrong internationally against human rights and maintain the positive one? Because I'm a graduate of the Apollo Society and I was taught what to do, how to be somebody respectful, how to manage my family and so forth. So the way to go about it is to lobby with relevant stakeholders, to talk to them, to say, let us maintain the culture that is positive and do away with the one that is negative through dialogue, working alone with the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. In fact, Madam Minister, before any event like the 26th celebration, we used to be given, the culture sector used to be given the theme for that period. And we will work on it and present best.
Thank you. So, Mr. See question, Mr. Pale.
Okay.
Yeah. How will you protect our customers as well while also embracing positive organization for progress?
Thank you.
And like I said before you answer before this is the last question from my end to them, and then we'll come to you, the audience.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, moderator. You see, we are making a lot of mistakes here. Let's say it true to the artists. There are great differences between.
You say people making mistakes. Who are those making mistakes?
Some of my colleagues. I don't know. Madam Minister, I want to bring also speed. There's a great difference between the Minister of Internal Affairs and the Minister of Information. There are two things. The Minister of Information, Culture, Affairs and Tourism, they deal with the culture. I'm talking about the central part of culture. We shall do with entertainment. Then we go to the Ministry of Internal Affairs. They deal with the zone. They deal with the problem. I'm also a graduate for the course. So we shouldn't confuse the artists who don't have broad knowledge. Let me tell you to speak my children, because in culture setting, all the people know my children. Right? 70 years old, they're my children. Now, you can go and do the pastor there, right? To monetize something. Let me tell you now. The pastor there that you do today, a king where a Santa Claus was traveling on the sea coast between Grand Bassa and Riverside when the ship cast. Santa Claus was only survivor. Now, because of time, Santa Claus in Europe gave gifts. But the Santa Claus we brought with the Bassa people who came in the society with the living how we didn't reach him. He won't, he can beg. So let me tell you something, which will be straight to the artists. Because of time, there will be a lot of worship, people on the stage. Because of time, the moderator will take his time, we will set the time, we set the time. But on the minister, there's two different things between Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism, and then of the Minister of Internal Affairs. We deal with the sectoral part of culture, which are the good entertainment. You see, marketing dance, a raw, right? But from the Minister of Information to the Cultural Union, we choreograph. Yes.
Thank you. All right, thank you so very much.
Okay, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to give a hand of applause for our candidates. They all have brilliantly exhausted their questioning, and there is now the opportunity for you to ask your question. We'll take the full questions from the audience, but this is what we're going to do. We are asking you to be very respectful. We are asking you to be very brief. So you raise your hand. Once you are recognized, you pose your question to either of the four persons here. All right. Your name. You say your name if you wish. I don't know what it is.
Okay, say before you edit the question, African Soyo.
African Soyo, yes. Who you want to ask the question?
I want to ask.
Yeah, it's still 1 minute for them to respond. Should we make it 2 minutes?
Or I'm going to ask the boy.
The boy.
Yeah. Mr. Bolek, you know, culture. For me, I'm part of the culture of my minister. I just want to say this thing. I joined the culture, the national culture, and the traditional culture as a member. You're saying that the culture is not in total resistance as it is before. And at default, the culture is still up to date. It is still in resistance. Nobody has started. You said, my question is,
yeah, the question, please.
Our tradition, is it true that our tradition?
Okay, is it true that the culture is not existing? Is that what you're going to say?
Yes.
Mr. Bolek, you have 2 minutes to respond.
Being on pause does not mean that it is not in existence. As a matter of fact, culture is a way of life of a certain people, be a nation. So whatever you used to do, your way of life will continue. But what I'm saying, certain aspect of it is on the pause. And you know it.
All right, 3 more questions. Anybody? Yes, let's take you. Your name?
Mr. Kiboli.
Yeah, your question.
My question is you, Mr. Pele.
Mr. Pele?
Okay. Mr. Pele, as president for the Liberia National Cultural Union, if you win,
Yes, sir.
what would be your way forward to those who have maybe in the previous generation they had talent? What would be your way to bring them on board? How will you bring them on board?
Thank you very much.
How will you bring on board those who are far away for years?
Thank you very much. And you can recall the past, the life of Martin Gabriel, ATT, they were taken from the villages. So if Mali Singh be elected today as president of the Liberia National Cultural Union. Trust me, I answer. There will be a live competition in the counties so that we can. Because in the villages, they have talents. There are people that can sing, there are people that can dance. They will want to sing with it, they will want to bring children after 4 years back. So the talent is in the village. So my leadership will have to put in move. Thank you.
All right. So we got him, and we'll take one more person. Your name, please.
All right, by the way, I'm seek a from the Small Town Social Club. My question goes to Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, thank you very much for correction. I heard you saying, I wouldn't say you saying culture. But there are things that you're not saying about other culture. But what I understand is that culture got two different ways.
Your question, please.
My question is that.
Hello.
My question is that we got to die and die of the culture. How are you going to work with the two groupings?
My brother, your name again?
Abusi Kamara.
Kamara. Culture is the integrated pattern of human knowledge. Culture is the way of life. We have a social group that I told you that our administrator, the election are going to win today. Our administrator are going to work 5 other the group and put them into a category. We have a social target group where small town belong. We have a folk dancer. We have a traditional dancer. We will place them into groupings. So, brother, culture is just one. Culture is the way of life. So, the cool people will know how they do their own culture. The bad people will know how to do their own. So, we'll place them into category. Thank you.
Okay, the last question. Say your name.
My question goes directly to the 4 candidates.
Question goes to all 4 candidates.
Yes.
What a unique way of ending it in the audience. Okay, listen.
As I sat here and listened to you guys, one thing I want to say is that all of you are veterans within this cultural thing. So I want to know, as our country now taking a trend where our culture are being swept over the carpet, what have you guys been doing in this culture thing for around 40 plus years than today that we are like culture heritage? What have you guys been doing?
So the question is, the boast of your 40 plus years of experience in our doing. What have you been doing? I have been going down the street, one by one, please.
Again.
And maybe what you do differently, right?
Yeah.
To make it better.
Thank you, Mr. Morera.
Yeah.
Say your name again.
Regional P.S.
From which organization?
Man, you are All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Let me respond to the question.
Question, that was very interesting.
Now let me take you back. Right after the war,
2 minutes you have.
the Liberia National Cultural Union was founded under the leadership of Madam Isabella White Fofana. She president in the States. The first thing we did, we engaged the cultural center. That we wanted the National Cultural Center to be built there. When the funding was raised, the money disappeared.
What will you do differently?
So I tell you, 3-month administration.
What we put by here?
Go ahead, 1-month administration, and look, UNESCO have millions of dollars. But 1-month administration, when we ordered groupings to go to the House of Representatives, the senator, they are treated, you never treated there, you need to start it. If we do that, we're able to work together to improve our culture status. That you must take a do it. We've been fighting. And one of the things, thank God, our minister here. Before the culture deal that was fought in 1979 succeed, there's something called political will. They see minister of information when they are good things they call the ethics. Rather when party is going, when money is there, they have special clique. Until there can be a policy, the minister of information or where the leadership are coming.
Same question. Philip, you want to take it on? Yeah, you have 2 minutes.
The thing is just simple. The first thing, Mr. Football will say thank you. Because after the war, you grab all of these small artists and you place them, you train them and place them in various schools. You give them scholarship and today I benefit from this scholarship today and we are culture of veteran today. So I will lay on the old mat to plan the new one. First thing
on the old mat?
Yeah.
The old mat. Pause there. You see that mat have problem?
Information. The old mat. I'm going with the old mat today. Hello? The old mat today. Today, culture have been taught in school. You go in and beating drum, right? You talk to the people. You talk up and train up by UNESCO and train up. Today, they left and was training people. Today. So today, in the national curriculum of the Ministry of Education, they have that grand culture study there. So that's some of the work we are doing. Because we're not only going to gender, we're training people and we will mold them out and place them into category, into category A, category B, by the cultural board and the executive committee. I say we, because I'm going about president, we as a vision bearer, we can rally around them to push up. So you say we've been sitting down for long. No. The culture is not only to be drum. In wire today is on-wire sellable. That people doing culture. At the junior high level, they're doing culture, and we are taking it to the senior high. So that's what we're doing at the back. So when we come back, more people will get the ID card.
You can file. Can see clear, man. Thank you. Same question. Okay.
Thank you, my dear brother. You see, there are questions people need to be objective back. And to be objective to the questions, the answer they said and the bullet they said.
I'm not getting you. Maybe
I said there are questions people need to be objective to.
Are you saying that
no, a question was very much objective.
You have to answer the question. You don't
I have to leave the message. I have to leave the message. In the case, we are putting our politics. The debate is about politics. So I'm a late basis before I come to answers. I'm a political. Yeah, no, I hijacked you. Go ahead. Thank you. Let me answer the questions. One of the greatest things you need to do for all of us here as an artist, we must promote Liberians, culture school, our girls' schools. We not only be straight. When you look at the issue of culture in Liberia, they are very straight as a same school. So what we need to do is to promote it in all our schools in Liberia. I want to see that there. We must promote it through our young media. We get followers. We promote culture through media. We put it. We have to promote that is language. As a culture stream, we promote that language. That all of them promote that language that will help out make culture to move from one stage to another. That's one of the things we need to do. We don't need to say that only depend on leaders. All of us have our own role, our own responsibility when it comes to culture in Liberia. When the people want to bury it at the higher peak, what we will do, because it's our passion, it's our way of life, it's what we live, and what bring us together. So anything that you like, you have passion for it, you have to make motivations to it. So the kind of motivation, all of them need to play a collective effort to promote it in all the schools, to promote it in media, to promote it in girls' camping, but have the language that will help build our system, our good system in Liberia, our good cultural system.
Thank you. what happened yesteryears that our culture went down the drain, and what we will do to make it better? I think that's the question, right? Mr. Martin, you have the opportunity.
First, what have we been doing all these years? Number one, like I told you, we were the first that had to restructure the National Cultural Center by getting the costumes and the event set. Next, we have been working along with the movie union to put the movie union together and also projecting some production that they are doing. Next, I represent the entire country in the ECOWAS storytelling competition, first as a participant, now as
for 5 years.
So what we will do, he asked for what have we been doing. So the next thing we think of doing is, first of all, to get you on radio, for example. In Africa Coast, they have what they call a la program. They bring all of the artists together.
What does it
performing
mean?
Artists.
What does it mean?
Artists coming together. I don't speak French, so but I get know the name. They bring the artists, and this is live. Since I have served as consultant for FBS, doing specific tasks for them, we will lobby to make sure that we can have a program that the artists will showcase their talent. Okay. Next, we will ensure that we can lobby with the various embassies so that we can have cultural exchange program. 3, we will make sure that the initiative that was even visioned by Eddie Gibson, brought by the cultural ambassador, where there is now training going on for the teaching of art and culture in the schools, music and so forth, to continue. We work along with the Ministry of Education on that. 4, we will work with the Ministry of Information to ensure that culture is at its best. When it is time to represent us out of the country, like we used to do, we will take from every group the best. The best.
Thank you. Put your hands together for our finalists. Honorable Minister, our distinguished board members, distinguished adults, members of the cultural union, and visiting guests, we have come to the end of this debate. One thing is for sure: whoever is elected as president is somebody that is coming from the root of the traditional culture. That we are going to be proud of for our society. I think it's something that we should applaud for, to commend ourselves. We have reached the end of the honorable debate that I said this afternoon. Our panelists have spoken from their hearts about culture, about leadership, and about unity. It is now time that we prepare ourselves as voters to vote with wisdom, remembering that true leadership is not about power, but about one word: service. It's about service. Permit me to say, when the drum speaks, the town listens. We have heard them. Nagole Sanga. They shook all the sasa. They said all they could say. Let the voice of our people be heard through a peaceful, fair, and transparent election. May our ancestors guard this union, and may our culture remain the light that keeps our community strong. Thank you all for your attention, for the respect you exhibited, your contribution. Long live our cultural union, long live our heritage, and Liberia is all that we ever have. Thank you so much.